I've just had a nanny nap, guys. Right, I'm going to talk about my last relapse. It's not a video I want to do. I've been putting it off for ages, so let's get it done. Lots of people asking me what started the last relapse off. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I was given a number for somebody that sold you-know-what, and I was like a child in a sweet shop. I wanted to try it and see what it was like, which I did. And then it just escalated from there. So this particular relapse lasted, I'd say it went between 8 and 10 days. And yeah, it wasn't good. I struggled to sort of stop it, and it went on until my money ran out. That's how bad it was. So it started with one bag and me going to the shop and getting a drink, as it so often does start with just one drink. And then over time, as obviously I went through that first packet, I started playing slots online. And then as soon as the baguette was empty, or as soon as I knew there wasn't much left, I started to get panicked by that. I would check the bank, calculate what I had left, whether or not I could afford to continue paying bills if I was to get more and more and more. Decided not to pay my council tax until next month, and chose to get that instead. So I accumulated £140 debt off my council tax, which I've now paid. But that's the mentality when you're actually not thinking straight, or you can't see past that next packet, you can't see past that next drink. And it's not something like I've done every day, or that I struggle with and do every single day. But when I did this particular relapse, it was one of the worst ones that I have ever done. I hated myself for it. I absolutely hated myself. No one knew. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't reach out to anybody. I didn't speak to family. I didn't speak to friends. I didn't write in my own support group. I just isolated myself and did it behind closed doors. It actually got to a point where the dealer even texted back and said, "You don't need another one." That's a dealer saying that. Like, I was lying in his pockets and he actually said, "You don't need another one." And I was scared. I was scared to come down from it. I was scared I was going to feel when I started to go back to feeling normal, because I went days without sleep. I went days without eating. I lost about half a stone. I used all the money that was in my current account. I then went on to use my credit card, and it was the worst relapse I'd ever had. I didn't want to be here anymore. And I cannot tell you why it started, other than somebody gave me the number for somebody new that supplied it, and I wanted to try it, and kidded myself that I'd be able to have a little blowout, have a cheeky blowout, and then go back to sobriety afterwards. And what I thought was going to last an evening or a night took £800 of my wages, plus money off my credit card, plus got me into debt with other bills, left me with no money, left me with no self-worth, no self-esteem, hating myself and not wanting to be here. And I didn't tell anybody then that I'd done it. I waited until I was about a couple of days sober before I realised, because I didn't want to make a mockery of myself again on here, on my groups, to my family, to my friends, and tell everybody that I was going to stay sober and clean, because I was afraid of failure. Like, I was so afraid of failure, and I'd been getting to like 6-7 days clean and sober and then relapsing again. And I just needed to make sure I was going to break that cycle before I would put it out there that I was going to commit to this and I was going to give it another go. And I'm day 17 now, guys. No drink, no coke. And honestly, I can't imagine going back to that dark place I was. It may be a new rock bottom for me that I had to reach to get to that place, but it's never going to go away. I cannot drink in moderation. I cannot have a cheeky little blowout every 6 months, because it is detrimental to my mental health. It's detrimental to my life, and it literally is life or death now. So I need to make sure I stay clean and sober. But yeah, that was my worst moment. Definitely my rock bottom.